It's Ethan John Adams with RE/MAX Properties East, and I'm with Bobby Clifton, one of the top 5 mortgage brokers in the state of Kentucky with Cross Country Mortgage. And we got to talk about the horror stories, because I know lenders have horror stories, and I know I got some. So Bobby, what is the worst story you've got?
Man,
you've been doing it how many years?
I've been in business since 01.
Okay, so he has some shit.
I've gone through a lot of different cycles, including the 08 meltdown.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, the worst stories I can think of right now on top of my head mainly come down to lack of communication, over-promising, things like that we see in the mortgage industry. So if you've ever heard of any horror stories, most of the time it just boils down to no communication, whether it's a title company, a realtor, a lender, or just over-promising and under-delivering. So I've got a couple stories. Most of them end up with, most of them involve planes and moving vans. And when you got somebody coming in flying in town, and they've got a day to close a loan, and
something gets held up.
It creates it can be a high stress situation. So we've had a couple of situations where we've had a buyer closing, they couldn't get their funds. The lender that was doing the financing on the house they were selling got held up for one reason or another, and buyer flies in town, not aware of the situation. We've got hold of their loan because we can't close because they don't have the funds, and they're sitting here in town waiting for their loan to close to get back in town. Now, I do have a couple other some funny stories too. I've got one where I had a couple who just recently got married, and one of the partners was not a U.S. citizen. He got married out of the country, came back to close the loan. The week later, they were buying a house, and the newlyweds, one of them didn't come back into the States. So we had a situation where we had to get an international power of attorney, and it was created a lot of problems.
That sounds like a tough one right there. Well, hey, I know, so one of my worst stories, I'll tell you, is so I was year 1 into the business. Mm-hmm. It was probably my biggest purchase at the time. Mm-hmm. And I'm 21 years old. I think I was getting a check for $17,000, $20,000, something like that. And come to it, and we were at it was an out-of-state lender. Mm-hmm. So he was, constant communication with me, and I was like, hey, the appraisal good? Yeah, the appraisal's good. Appraisal's good. And then I come in, so we go ahead, set the closing, and then I ended up getting 2 days before the closing day. They're packed up, they're ready to move, they've ordered furniture. They call me and go, hey, Ethan, the appraisal came in short. I said, no problem. How much? $50,000. I've seen 5, seen 10, $50,000. Could never come to an agreement on it. The seller was just an asshole. He was like, no, my house has gold toilets. It's beautiful. And we ended up never even closing the deal. So I said, and I already went ahead and spent the money. So I said I was out of luck on that one.